fishing. People, when you're in the mood, let's go fishing. Well, it's just me and you. Head on down to the fishing hole. Grab your hat, get your pole. Let's go fishing when you're in the mood.
Canadian Sport Fishing, brought to you in part by Ford Trucks, built Ford tough. Lucky Strike, producers of quality fishing tackle and landing nets since 1929. Rapala, premium fishing gear crafted from experience. Canadian Power and Sail Squadrons, volunteers teaching safe boating.
Let's go fishing whenever you're in the mood. Let's go fishing. Baby, it's just me and you. Head on down to the fishing hole. You wanna grab your hat, man, and get your pole. Let's go fishing when you're in the mood.
Just walk down from Igloo Lake Lodge, which is literally 200 or 300 feet up from here, and we've come to the first pool in this brook that connects two lakes, and there are some huge brook trout here. Look at this thing peeling out line. I have a very light tippet. I'm playing with a 3-weight diamondback rod loaded with an STH reel, and I can't even get this fish up. This fish is going way across the river, for Pete's sake. This guy's gonna spool me. I gotta get down off this rock. Barb, I'm gonna come right down beside you, okay? And below you, because I may run out of line. Now, I took my glasses off, and I don't know if that was such a good idea, because walking on these rocks, they're so slippery. This is great. If you haven't tried fly fishing with a lightweight rod, now you couldn't do this in a big river situation, but here we've got a huge pool, and you don't really need long casts. I'd say about a 20 to 30 yard cast is max. So this is great. And these big fish, this close to the camp, you can see that we're ready to do a little bit of wading and hiking today. I've got a backpack on. We both got our wading system on. Now that this fish is closer, I'm letting off on the drag a bit, just in case he wants to make some fast runs here. Now, one thing about fishing in Labrador, there's lots of boulders. You've got to be careful that that fish doesn't go around them. So I'm trying to keep this little rod up high, so it keeps that head of the fish up from going down in between the rocks. Be nice to get a good look at him. He's got to be a good fish to peel off that much line. You can tell by the size of their tail. When their tail comes up, if that tail is about 4 or 5 inches tall, you know it's a big brookie. Just step down here. Now I'm getting really optimistic here. I've got my little cradle behind me. And while this fish is coming around these rocks, do you like the way I did that? Backhand. Come here, little brookie. I got to extend this out. Yeah, Barb, you may want to come down and give me a hand.
Okay.
Just extend this little cradle. See if you can extend both of them out, Barb.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep this guy from going inside the rocks.
Okay.
And I'm not doing too good of a job. He wants to swim away.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh, isn't it
big
beautiful?
brookie. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just watch your line, Barb.
Okay.
He doesn't swim into yours. Yeah, come here. Nice fish. You know, these brookies have the potential of reaching 7-8 pounds in this environment.
Wow.
We've seen bugs hatching all over the lake fishing this morning. I think that nymph is just in its snout. Okay, I've got this ready, Barb. When I get this guy in this huge cradle, just wait, I'm going to give you the rod, okay?
Okay.
I'm just trying to get his head turned. Come here. Come on, you beautiful thing. Swim.
Yeah.
Swim.
Okay.
Swim. He fits in. Okay,
does.
there's the rod, Barb.
Okay,
I'm going to let you hold that.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to just, you keep holding it tight.
Yeah.
There. This is a slab brookie. Now look at this little cradle. You know, we've used a cradle for pike fishing for probably over a decade. And this guy fits just nicely in here. Look at the size. You know, you talk about trophy brook trout fishing. I'm going to get my hand a little wet here. This guy is big. Now this cradle, just for your information, when I have these arms extended out, right there is 24 inches. So this guy is about 24 inches. And I'm going to try holding him up so you can see him without him flying out of the net. Look at how wide. Let me just lower this thing down here. Look at how wide this brookie is. That is, isn't that a huge brook trout,
Oh,
Barb?
he's
Look
got
at,
his breast on.
look at how
Wow.
wide he is.
Yeah.
And that nymph, can you see I changed to a little nymph, Barb?
Oh, yeah.
He nipped it. Look at that. It's right in the roof of his mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to take that little nymph out. I'm just going to try to hold his head still. Come here. Stay in the cradle, you beautiful fish. Come on. He fought really good in that current.
Yes.
There. You know, this cradle's nice because it's really keeping my hands off it. So there's that barbless nymph. It's right in the roof of the mouth. You know what, when they get this big, they've got pretty good sized teeth. I would love to hold it up once for the viewers to see how huge this beautiful brookie is. Is that a beautiful animal?
Look at the pinks and the
Yeah.
yellows. Oh, and the brown.
And you know what? In this water, he's just going to disappear. I'm just going to edge him out. Come on over here, little brookie. It's all stirred up from us kneeling here. Look at the size of that tail. We have seen a lot of mayflies hatching. As a matter of fact, if you just look on the water there, we have a little fleet of about 7 or 8 mayflies in that slick. Now they almost look like little panes or slivers of glass because those mayflies have just hatched and their wings aren't even dry yet. But these big fish aren't coming up for those flies. They're coming up for the invertebrate stage, which I've got right here on my finger. So you can see how small that nymph is. Now, Barb, if you can pass me the nymph that I put on, because we've just started fishing for these fish. Here is the nymph that I actually used to catch that fish. I'll try to put it in the same direction here. Do you see the similarity? Very similar look and profile. And that's actually peacock feather, one little strand to give it that iridescence color. So this is amazing that, you know, you talk about matching the hatch. These particular insects are actually hatching into their airborne stage. And you can see that that hook is barbless. We've pinched the barb back. And the presentation is to keep this nymph just below the surface. Barb, do you see how similar those are?
Yes.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
I'm going to let you keep this one for a little bit for a souvenir, okay?
Oh, thank you.
Now, how about I put a very similar nymph on yours? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show the viewers a selection of nymphs. You hold on to your rod.
Okay.
And I'm going to take this little 3-weight out of your hands.
Okay.
And I'm going to tag the fly on there. This is where you have to take your time because we're dealing with very light leader material here.
Yes.
I'm going to wind this up. And look at this outfit. This is the STH reel. And you can see on the back here that I actually put the sticker from the line. So I'm using a Climax. It's a rock taper WF. That means weighted forward, 3 floating. So I think that's pretty well the lightest you can get for this type of an outfit, the lightest line. So this reel and line is matched to this rod, and the rod is American, and it's a diamondback. And I'll tell you, it's a nice little outfit. Okay, Barb, if you don't mind holding the cradle, you've got the nymph. Here's the little cradle.
Okay.
I'm going to take my selection of flies out, and we're going to try to match it really close. Okay, Barb, thank you for keeping that nymph. I'm going to bring it over to my flies. And you know what? I'm going to wet it just so I get a better look at the color. Okay, now, Barb, if you can help me to match this, we want it to be about that long, so it's about a number 16 hook. That color may be a little darker. Now, some of these we might get away with, like this one here, but I don't know if that's just right.
Oh, this one looks pretty good.
You know what? That looks very close.
It's a little
Even though-
lighter.
yeah, but you know what? It's going to work. So let me just take this off. Now, this is where you don't want to drop your fly. I got to pinch the barb back. Let me just pierce myself here, body piercing. You know what? It's not a bad match. I'm trying to get that close. Okay, Barb?
Okay.
So now what we're going to do, I'm going to get you to just take off your line where your leader is, and I'm going to tie this fly on, take the other one off. You know, if you ever see these classic pictures of a fly fisherman kind of laying back on a rock and looking at his fly box, there's a reason for it. Because a lot of times there's a lot of thinking that goes through, you know, when you're doing this. You see, you've got little tools here. This is my little nail clippers. And I'm just going to cut that off. And I'm going to let you hold a bomber
Okay.
that we were using earlier. And I'm going to use a very simple improved clinch knot here. I'm going to wrap it once, twice, 3 times, maybe 4. That's it. Just going to go through the bottom, back through the top, in my teeth. Going to tighten it, wet it a bit, and there. I'm going to trim it. Perfect. Now I got to pinch that barb. And to do that, I've got mini pliers. Just like that. So you have big pliers, you can't even get them in there. Now, Barb, I'm going to do something special to yours.
Okay.
Just a little bit up the line, we are going to put a strike indicator. So maybe about that far up. So if you can just, let me pull some line. You hold on to your rod.
Okay.
I just need a little bit more line so I can work with this. There. Now, of all the little material I've got in here, I've got a little container that's got strike indicator material. This is kind of nice because it's like a plasticine foam that you just mold it into the size that you want. And I've got the right one. You think that's bright enough, Barb, for you to see?
I think it's nice.
Yeah. So I'm
Nice
going to take
color.
a little bit. We don't need a lot. Maybe the size of a pea. Nailing it. They're just coming up slowly. Okay, so you can see this right now. This floats, Barb.
Oh, yeah.
This is the strike indicator, okay? So when you cast this out,
Yes.
keep your eye on it. A lot of times when this is drifting with the current, it'll just stop. When you know it should be drifting, set the hook.
Okay.
If you're wearing your glasses, which we'll both put on, you may see the trout come up, a flash, like a gold flash, and set the hook. Or you'll see it pulled under. We're all set, honey.
Okay.
Okay, there you
Thanks.
go.
Thanks, love.
And I'll take the bomber and put it away. And you know what? We'll release this nymph. Maybe it'll
Okay.
hatch, maybe it won't. So nice to see them come up and take it.
Did you get another one on?
Right in front of us.
Right there.
And I can see the pretty white slashes on the fins. Now that we've got the sun out, I can appreciate how brilliant these fish are. You know, there is one family that's here at Igloo Lake Lodge. It's a father and mother with their daughter. How old's your daughter?
9, I believe.
9, and she is having a blast fishing here. So can you imagine taking children to a pool like this?
Wow.
Where you're teaching them how to fly fish?
Yeah.
Ideal, eh, Barb?
Yeah, I think it's very personal.
Yes. Look at how bright these
I
white...
think I got a fish on.
Good one, Barb. Barb,
Yes.
that looks like a nice one. It's got some weight to it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I believe it is.
Nice brookie. Now let's have a look here. This guy hit right in front of us. Nice chunky brook trout. But these fish are probably about a half a pound. So they're not monsters, but boy, for dry flies and seeing a fish take your fly right in front of you, they're awesome. You see that fly right in the snout? My hand's nice and wet. I just popped that out. There it goes. And Barb, why don't you work yours over here and I'll help you get the hook out.
Okay.
Okay, so swing it over here.
The colors.
Yeah, yours is beautiful.
Aren't the colors beautiful?
Yeah. Yours is nice and dark. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to grab the leader. I'll
Okay.
be gentle. If it wants to go, I'll let it. Yeah, this
How big is that
You know
one?
what? This is the biggest one so far.
Is that right?
Nice brookie, Barb.
Thank you.
Yeah, this one's maybe up around 11 inches. It's really nice and red. Let me see here. I should get my little cradle out. That's right there. Look at this beautiful brook trout. Barb,
Yeah.
you know what? You got a beautiful fish.
Well, thank you.
Here, let me just get my hand. Look at that. Yeah, now we're talking brookie. Dark colors. Man, look at the black on the belly. This is like spawning colors. I'm going to get back in the cradle. He really engulfed this fly, Barb,
Did he?
right in the side.
I think he was pretty hungry.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
you want to dry that fly a little bit before
Yeah,
you
I
place
would.
it back out there. Look at that. What a beautiful brook trout. See if I can just hold it in this blue mesh. Come here. Beautiful fish. Yeah, this is getting up there. I'd say it's about a foot long. There he goes.
Now, Larry, I understand you don't want to talk about your fish. You want to talk about something else.
I've worked for the city for almost over 30 years now as a police officer. Now, one thing I'd really like to see people do is get kids out there to have a good time. And one of those ways to do that is get out there and go fishing with the kid. Take a kid out fishing. Myself and other officers do this all the time. We have a great time doing this, and it's a lot of fun for us, and the kids go crazy. We get them off the street corners. We get them out on the boats, get them out on the pier. We catch a few fish. They have a good time. We have a good time. Maybe afterwards we stop somewhere and have a burger or something. Everybody has fun, and guess what? You help the kid. You help him learn something that he's going to take with him for the rest of his life, and that's what it's all about, Tony.
Labrador is truly a fisherman's paradise where the brook trout are plentiful and grow to trophy size. Igloo Lake Lodge, situated on the lake shore, offers all the amenities of home. The main lodge houses several double rooms, a main lounge, the kitchen, and a spacious dining room where gourmet meals are served on a regular basis. Comfortable and safe Gander Bay boats are equipped with reliable outboards and safely take anglers to the top brook trout waters. Visitors regularly catch trophy brook trout right off the dock or within a 1-minute walk to the nearby outlet stream. If you've dreamed of catching hundreds of trophy trout in some of Canada's most scenic landscape, Newfoundland and Labrador has it all.
You know, it doesn't matter what part of Canada you live in the very near future, if you want to operate a motorized water vehicle or even a pleasure craft, you'll need to be certified. Now, to get certified and to get an operator card, the best thing to do is to go to our www.canadian-sportfishing.com website, or you can go to the Canadian Power and Sail Squadron website, and you can study online, or you can actually book a test in a classroom near you. Now, to pass this efficiency test, there's going to be a variety of questions that you'll need to answer. For example, one of them is, if this was true or false, in Canada, you cannot drink alcohol on a boat or even have an open alcoholic beverage unless you have sleeping quarters, a kitchen facility, and also a marine toilet. So that's very important. So if you fish, or whether you're just a pleasure boater, you're not allowed to have an open alcoholic beverage. If you'd like to get more information, just go to either site and you'll find out where you can get the actual listings to write the test.
We were trolling along there, and all of a sudden my rod went right over. Thinking it was just a log, I pulled and realized that it started taking runs, so I figured, oh, this is something big. So I reeled and pulled some more and took another few runs, and it didn't seem much more than 10 minutes before I had it in the boat. And it was a big fish, really big, and it was awesome.
Barb,
He's flipping.
you did it.
Well,
These things are not the easiest to hook. And you didn't think that was very big, did you?
I don't know if he is.
Nice and easy.
okay.
Do you want to... You don't have to come down. You can stand there and fight it. Now, did he take it really light? Did you see the strike indicator go down?
No, I don't think so. It went down a bit, yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, let him go if he wants to go.
Okay.
Yeah, just let the line go through your fingers with a little bit of pressure.
Okay.
It's a good way to fight it. Whenever it doesn't run line out, lift the rod up gently.
Oh, okay.
There it wants to go.
Yeah.
So whenever it stops running, lift the rod up and then pick up on the line.
Okay.
And then pick up the line gently going down, but don't let it go slack.
Okay, he's way over there.
Yeah.
Man, is he over?
So very gently lift up and then reel slowly forward.
Okay.
And lift up gently.
look at him.
Yeah, and if he
Oh.
wants to go, you let him go.
Okay.
Because these bigger fish, I mean, a lot of times they'll play a sleeper.
Oh, there he is.
Oh yeah, that's a
Oh.
nice trout, Barb.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so pick up the slack line because he's coming towards you.
Okay.
Pick it up, pick it up.
Yeah.
You know, this is beautiful.
Oh, it is.
My wife started fly fishing, even though she did fly fish last year in the Northwest Territories with the shooting head for sockeye, which is a very specialized type of fly fishing. She hadn't done the classic fly fishing with dry flies and using nymphs like this that are emerging. And I'll tell you, Barb, I'm proud of you. You're catching on real fast
thank
here.
you.
You lost the one.
Yeah.
Now you have this one on. Look, I've got so much confidence. I'm already getting the mega cradle ready for you.
Okay.
This is good. Look, big head shape. That is a nice brook trout.
Is it?
Yeah, so you
Oh.
try not reeling it anymore, but just lifting your rod up, Barb.
Okay.
And if he wants to go, you can just bow the rod down. Okay? So just gently, yeah, he wants to go. If he wants to go, let him run.
Okay.
Work him towards me. This is teamwork. This is why men should be fishing with their wives, so they can work together on landing these mucho grande brookies.
Yes.
What, Barb, I can see it from my angle, and this
Can
is
you?
a beautiful brook trout.
Wow.
Just watch your step, Barb.
Okay.
Reel him in just a bit more. Keep reeling. I'm going to turn around without falling in the river.
Okay.
Okay, and watch the rocks. Come here, Brookie.
Okay.
Right in the bag. He fits. Now, you thought he was small.
Yeah.
Did you know he was on when you set the hook? Did you
Oh.
see any indication or no? You just-
Well, I kind of just saw it bob down.
Yeah, look,
You know
look
that
at the
yellow
nymph.
piece?
It's right on the edge of the mouth.
Oh.
So that tells you that they're not really grabbing it. You know,
Yeah.
if they were, it would be right down in their mouth
Yep,
or even
yep.
in their throat.
Yep.
So I'm going to get the hemostats again. You did that well. You fought him very well.
Amazing.
This is your biggest brook trout. You know what? Few men in the world have caught big brook trout like this, let alone women.
He's so beautiful.
Yeah, and there's that nymph.
His eyes are just popping.
Yeah. Look at that.
Isn't he beautiful?
A girl with a big brook trout.
Can I put him back down?
Yes, we better put him in the cradle.
Okay.
And then I'll swing him out. Oh, let me get him in here.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's nice and revived.
Yeah.
You'll notice how much care we're taking with these fish. That's because we want to make sure that they're going to be unharmed. You fought him well, Barb.
Thank you.
And I'm going to just turn him with this cradle so that he's facing the current. So this is much better than using a normal net, because in a net, trout this size can really wrap themselves around, get their gills caught in the net, especially if it's a cotton mesh, and also scratch their eyes, split their fins. So this way, look at, he's being like a nice pet here. He's quiet because he knows he can't go anywhere. He feels resistance. If he tries to thrash down both sides, he's facing the current, and we're just going to let him revive, and then I'm just going to swing him out, Barb. Barb, if you can just hold the rod.
Okay.
I'm going to finish my swing here without twisting my legs on these nice Labrador rocks. And I'm going to get him right over here. Barb, he is beautiful. One last look. Oh, he wants to go to my hands. There he goes. Look at
Canadian Sport Fishing has been brought to you in part by Ford Trucks, built Ford tough. Lucky Strike, producers of quality fishing tackle and landing nets since 1929. Rapala, premium fishing gear crafted from experience. Canadian Power and Sail Squadrons, volunteers teaching safe boating.